Okay, welcome back everyone. Hope you're doing well. Today we're talking about stan culture. Now this is a pretty heated topic, so I'm kind of excited. So pretty much, right, there's this guy called Josh. I think that's his name. I've never heard of this guy, but he was trending on Twitter because he made like a bunch of tweets explaining how stan culture is toxic. And obviously the stans got mad and that's why he was trending. So he pretty much said like, unfollow me if you're a stan. I don't support that behavior. I think it's pretty toxic and whatever. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Dream, who absolutely loves his stans, right? Like, this is an accurate meme or something. Dream towards stans versus Josh. Now, let's just take a look at some of these tweets and see what it's all about. Now, obviously, my opinion is going to be the correct opinion, and you should blindly accept whatever I say about this because it just makes my life easier. But yeah, I think Josh has a point for sure, except it's kind of cringe the way he phrases his tweets because somehow he's portrayed 13-year-old girls as like these demons who will devour your soul, which, some of them probably, but like, dude, I ain't scared of no 13-year-old girl, dude. 1v1 me in a Pokemon battle and I will absolutely destroy your soul. If you are a stan or part of a Twitter group or participate in any of the activities associated with the culture, please unfollow. I cannot tolerate it any longer and wish to have nothing to do with it. I don't care if it has to do with me or somebody else. The culture is toxic. Listen, I'm not a big fan of stans either, but I wouldn't tell them to unfollow me or something like that because I kind of judge based on the individual, right? So there's a bunch of quackity stans that follow me on Twitter and they're pretty awesome people. They always reply to my tweets and they're super sweet and sensible as well. Like, they pretty much are not like other stans, like unironically. So me personally, I'm not going to forbid myself from interacting with them because I think it's dumb to generalize an entire group like this because if I see a stan in my mentions, I'll treat them exactly how I treat everybody else because like if they're stupid, I'll call them stupid, but if not and they're just acting normal, like why I wouldn't care. Like, you're all good in my book. Every experience I've ever had with the community is negative. I'm sick of looking at Instagram and seeing that I'm tagged in yet another edit made with some garbage phone app. I'm tired of random people obsessing over me, and more so obsessing over people such as Dream. Listen, I don't deny it's toxic, and some of these people who spend 24 hours a day standing people need to get lives for sure. But again, I don't care how you spend your life. Like, I'm not some holy man trying to correct everything I see wrong in the world, because if I start doing that, I'm gonna be like, oh, why are you spending your time doing this? Spend your time doing that. That's more productive, right? In my view, there's no real point in correcting anyone's behavior. I mean, you can tell them for sure, but I don't know. Me personally, I'm just here to talk. I don't care about what people really do. And now we get into the more dicey territory, right? These people are unwell mentally. Their obsessions with online personalities only amplify this. They are immature and easily influenced. Their principles and views are never their own, but are rather those of the various content creators that they watch. Okay, so obviously some of these people are mentally ill and they do participate in stan culture, but again, I think majority of like the lighthearted stans aren't really mentally ill. They just really like these people. I mean, they're immature for sure, easily influenced like 200%, and principles and views aren't their own. That's like 1,000% for sure. They're complete cheaps. And now it gets apocalyptic, right? They are a malicious hive mind who exist in a bubble in which immoral actions are taken by an individual simply because their moral frame of reference is people who do similar things. Their worldview is completely insane and get exponentially worse because of it. Okay, hive mind. I think he's referring to the fact that people don't think for themselves and they just try to cancel these other people left and right, which, yeah, he's right, but hive mind is a bit of a harsh word, I'd say. And also, yeah, their worldview is completely insane. Like, if you spend more than 5 hours a day on Twitter and you're not subscribed to Pegasus, like, chances are you're completely insane, okay? Listen, I don't make the rules, but that's just how it works. If you want to cure your insanity, just subscribe to Pegasus, okay? Listen, Twitter is like another dimension, right? Where people act and think completely differently from real life. Like, these stans don't realize that their favorite creators say stuff that would get them canceled so easily behind the scenes. Like, the second the camera turns off, you'd be surprised as to some of the stuff they say. And I know this, okay? I know some people, and I know what they say, okay? Twitter has helped amplify this as the platform has become overrun by this garbage. So please, if you are part of any of these circles, I want nothing to do with you or your collective hive mind. It's disgusting. Now, you know what's pretty funny about this statement? That it seems to make sense until you realize he's talking to 13-year-old girls, and then you start to think, yeah, maybe tone it down a bit, Chief. I believe primarily in the individual, and the culture individual does not exist in the collective that is the Stan or the Twitter community. It is repulsive and entirely against my principles. If you are part of one of these communities, I suggest you leave. Even if leaving means losing your friends, you should do it, as those people most likely weren't friends to begin with. This beast needs to be slaughtered. Okay, listen, don't leave your friends. I mean, if your friends is anyone with a George profile picture, then they're not your friends and you can leave them. But if you had an actual connection, obviously don't leave them. This isn't like a beast that needs to be slaughtered. These are 13-year-old girls who have too much free time, okay? It's not horrifying that it exists. It's pretty obvious why it exists, that they need someone to idolize, right? That's just human nature, right? We're mostly like followers, right? Our entire lives we are told to follow and follow things and just not question anything and latch on to these celebrities and worship them because they have the ideal life, right? When in reality, there's so much you could be doing by yourself and you don't need to idolize these people at all. Now, Dream actually responded to this entire thread and he said, "You're an idiot." Absolutely incredible response. I mean, just destroyed him, right? Now, Carson is also on Josh's side, not based on this tweet, but he also did reply again and he said that, yeah, these are the exact people you're talking about. Even I guess Carson is also fed up with the stan culture thing. So Dream defines stans, right? A group of people trying to meet other people with similar interests while expressing this interest by shared morals, love, and creativity. I gotta say, that's like the most sunshine and rainbow version of the definition. Like, okay, that is part of it, but also there's some other stuff. So Dream says, "It's weird to obsess over people, having them as your profile picture, always tweet about them. Tweeted by Tom Brady, profile picture, blah, blah, blah. Brady's gonna pop off in the next game. You just don't like the same thing as them, and that's okay. Don't use the crimes of the few to punish the many." Okay, listen, Dream, Mr. Big Man, okay? It is weird to obsess over people, alright? I don't care who you obsess over, it's pretty weird, it's not healthy, and it's so blatantly obvious that this dude loves his stans, alright? Like, it's because that's his fan base. Like, what is he gonna do? Say, "I hate my fan base"? Like, he doesn't have the balls to say that. He's gonna be like, "Stans are awesome, I love you, worship me more." There's not a single person on this earth who would be mad that people love you, right? That people blindly agree with everything you say. That's a dream come true. So this person says, "Dream stans are blissfully unaware that their idol is profiting off of their mental illness. He has no reason to call them out because he doesn't care about the well-being of the people who watch him." Listen, I don't think there's a direct correlation between this, like Dream doesn't care about mental illness or something. That's a dumb conclusion. So in conclusion, Josh has a point, right? Stan culture is toxic, but he portrays it as this apocalyptic thing that, oh my god, these 13-year-old girls are going to be the end of society itself, when in reality they're just 13-year-old girls, like nobody cares. Meanwhile, Dream always defends his stans relentlessly everywhere, which I highly doubt is his actual opinion on these stans because dude, my guy has certain opinions. Like, he isn't exactly fairies and princesses, okay? But yeah, I can't knock him for defending his source of revenue, okay? It's like Pokimane defending her simps. Obviously, like, they get her money. Listen, moral of the story, you can't expect these influencers to be honest to 10 million people, okay? You can't pander to 10 million people with your proper opinions. You have to warp your opinions around. That's why Stan Pegasus, okay? We've built a community of everybody actually being sensible, dude. It's so rare. Epic. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!